Hey, what's up guys and gals? Morgan here, MTB Connect. Today I am going over all the gear, everything that I'm bringing on my trip. So right now I have everything pretty much packed on the bike. As you can see, I just finished a ride down a Sycamore Canyon. So everything that I'm bringing on the trip is packed with the exception of spokes. I got to find a place to put those on the bike, somewhere they're not going to bend. So that's what I've got going on. Try and set this up some way that you guys can see everything that I'm doing and show you everything that I'm bringing and how I'm packing it, and it's really going to be kind of for me also, so I can kind of figure out, okay, what am I missing, what am I forgetting, is everything going to pack and fit the right way? I don't know. So this will be fun. It's going to be kind of a Tetris piece. So here we go. Okay, so the things taken off my body, obviously Troy Lee helmet, Troy Lee gloves, the WickFlow headband. This thing works amazing. I love this thing. Tifosi glasses. I'm hesitant to bring, I have another set of lenses, a clear, well actually orange lens. I don't know if I'm going to bring those or not. I may just stick with those for ease of packing. GoPro harness. Now let's empty out the Cambelbak. A lot of stuff in here. Cat hole shovel. I have a sunglass cleaner in a Ziploc. Lots of toilet paper because you just never know. Sunscreen because Colorado is closer to the sun. I'm gonna need that for sure. After I do my business with the cat hole and the toilet paper, you kind of need some sanitizer. Stole that from the wife's company. What else do we have in here? Batteries. These spare batteries, and I will probably pack more than this, are for my headlamp. Okay, now the big pocket. This right now is just kind of a random smattering of stuff. I have my Sawyer mini water bag, 2 battery chargers, although I'd like to have a single big one that I don't know if I'm gonna have time to buy because I leave Monday morning at 5 a.m. and it's Saturday. So I think I'm stuck with just those 2. Very important, hot sauce, because you just never know if there's gonna be that inside the huts. Here's my medical pack. I've got survival blanket, some bandages, Zyrtec D in case I have allergies. Here's a tripod for the GoPro. Put that there. And a lot of tailwind. I've only used these one time. It was a big ride I did, I think 2 weeks ago, and it was actually pretty good. It worked well. You get 200 calories out of this, plus all the kind of salt and everything you need, all the nutrients that your body loses. We're going to be losing a lot in Colorado just because of the altitude and how dry it is. So lots of tailwinds, got those. So these are the water tablets just in case my Sawyer backfires and I need it. And that's everything in the main pack, with the exception of my stickers, MTB Connect stickers. You know, just in case I run into somebody on the trail, want to do a little advertising. What is next? Okay, the GoPro pouch. That is a small Phillips head for the screw on the GoPro. Maybe it's useful for other things too, but that's why I bring it. I have 4 GoPro batteries and then SD cards. Hopefully enough battery life with the battery chargers and the SD cards to be able to get a full good documentation of this trip. Fingers crossed. I'm still new at this. Okay, so everything in this pack is empty with the exception of my water. And you can see how well used this pack is. You can see the salt just crusting away here. So I'm gonna have to wash this before I go. 3 liters of water. This is a Cambelbak Blowfish bag. It's very old. It's been an amazing bag of mine. I love this thing. But the one thing that I didn't like was the bladder. The bladder system was not great. So a while ago I moved over to an Osprey because it's a lot easier to fill. It's a lot easier to put in. I don't like the screw top bags that the bladders that Cambelbak uses. So the Osprey is definitely user friendly, a lot easier. I just love this thing. So this will be good to fill up if I need to on the trail as well. I can use the Sawyer Mini and squirt water into this thing. So there it is. So there is everything in my Cambelbak. So now that I look at this, I'm gonna want to try and move at least the battery packs into the actual bike itself. Let's see if I can do that, if I can squeeze some room in there. I'd like to find a little case or something for the GoPro batteries. I don't like them just floating around. They are not extremely fragile, but they are fragile. I just don't want them floating around in the backpack. So other than that, this is pretty light. I mean, the only heavy thing in here besides the battery packs is the water. Everything else is pretty light. So accomplishing my goal of keeping most of my weight on the bike, especially down in that Revelate frame bag. I want to keep the weight as low as possible on the bike if I can. So, all right, that's what I got. Now let's start taking apart the bike. I purposely made a removable bag for the rear and the handlebar because I want to be able to get the bike or the bags out of the bike and bring them inside. If there's rain, if there's anything going on while we're on the trail, I want to be able to take the bag and remove it and take it on the bed and spread it out and take care of my business. I had originally purchased a handlebar bag from, I believe, Ortlieb. Tried it, had a really hard time getting my sleeping bag inside the bag, stuffing it in there. So I just didn't want to have to mess with that when I was out on the trail. In the hut area, if it's raining, it just seemed like a pain in the butt. So that's why I went with the style that I did. At some point in another video, I actually want to show you these harnesses. I actually made these harnesses from hand. They were very easy to do, just some ABS potting plants, which I'll go over in a later video. But very, very handy, and I like the idea of being able to just take all of my stuff in 2 pouches and bring it inside. Very cool. Okay, so that's everything that I will bring into the hut. Obviously water. I have my computer, which I will bring inside, and then this is a snack bag that I hand sewed with just a few energy gels and waffles and things like that. Got the idea from another YouTube video, Ryan Van Duzer. He had this on his bike when he did the hut trip, and so I just stole the idea and made one. I actually made a few for some of my friends as well. So okay, so the tank bag, this I'm not quite sure what to do with yet. Right now I just have my buff, I have a few other snacks, but the hut's gonna have food, so I don't think I'm gonna need to carry this much food with me all the time. I have a mini Leatherman chapstick, very, very critical for Colorado. Now, for the fun part, this Revelate Designs bag is awesome. It's very well made. It fits my frame almost perfectly. And it holds a ton of stuff. And you can see I've got it very, very stuffed. And take everything out and I'll lay it all out on the table so we can see all the goodies that I have in this bag. It's a lot of stuff. Maybe too much. We'll see. So I have a spare derailleur. I don't know if I'm going to need it. It's an old one. But I do hear that Colorado can be pretty rocky and chunky. I just don't want to be stuck riding a single speed. I am bringing chain lube. This is a bigger bottle than I want, but it's only half full. So not a lot of weight penalty there. I went and bought a brand new bottle, 4-ounce bottle of orange seal. I think that's going to be critical. GoPro charger, GoPro cable. Put that over here with the GoPro stuff. Sawyer mini pump. This I've used on the trail and it works really, really well. You can put it onto a bottle, which I'm not carrying. I usually bring a smart water bottle. Just screw this on top and drink right out of the bottle. But you can actually use this to squirt right into You fill this up and you can squirt right into like your Cambelbak or something. Really, really cool. The only light that I'm bringing is a really lightweight Home Depot, probably a $15 headlamp. This is what the AAA batteries are for. New batteries in here, spare set. Should be plenty of light to last for the entire trip. We're only gone 7 days. It's only 6 nights. Really should be enough battery having a spare. So I don't anticipate using it a whole lot. So this is just an old pill box. Dump this out. These are the spare parts. I really should have put these in a little baggie because I'm getting brake dust everywhere, but these are a spare set of pads. They're used, but they still had decent life left, so they're a good spare to bring. I've got my puller tool for the valve stems. I don't know why I'm going to need this, but it's lightweight and it fits in here, so I'm bringing it. This I really don't need. This is an adapter for if I had CO2 for air, but I'm not bringing CO2, so I think I'll leave that out. And then I've got two spare chain links for the chain. Again, lightweight, not a lot of weight penalty to carry them, so I'm bringing 2. Not a big deal. This is pretty cool. Oh, that brake dust gets dirty. This is pretty cool. I made this out of a Tyvek siding, and it's really just for my Allen wrenches. So I have every size Allen wrench for every bolt that's on my bike, including the 8mm with this little adapter here. The cool thing about this pack that I built is that it's flexible and it's flat, and so it goes into the Revelate really, really easily. It just kind of tucks away in a corner, really flat. I really like this. And this is really the only tools besides that Leatherman that I'm going to bring. Looking at my bike, I don't know that I'm going to need really anything else. I don't need really pliers. If I need pliers, it's probably something pretty major that I'm going to be screwed with anyway. So, all right, I think we're empty now. Okay, most critical piece on the entire bike to bring is a spare derailleur hanger. So that is the most critical thing. If you don't have one, find one. It took me a couple months to get that, just because Orbea and COVID and just all the different problems we're having right now with getting bike parts. It took a long time to get that. This is the Bike Bacon, brand new. I've never used this. Hope I never have to. Zip ties. I have really short ones and I have kind of medium length ones. I wish I had really long ones, but I don't have those. This is just going to have to work. I can string them together if I need to. Bike tire. I kind of wish I had that Turbo Levo. It's about half the weight and half the size of this, but this is what I've got. I don't want to spend any more money. I've spent a ton on this trip as it is. So spare tube, obviously a tire lever, and then this is for the orange seal if I want to fill some sealant up, and that's a good reason for bringing this, is you can easily take the insert out and use this on your valve stem. So cool. So that is everything that I have out of the bike except for the snacks, and I didn't take the bike computer off, but the bike now is empty and ready to take the bags off and get this thing a wash before we start loading the bikes up tomorrow. That'll be good. Okay, so let's get into what I have packed inside my 2 bags. Obviously this is a Sea to Summit. This is an 8-liter lightweight. I am a little concerned the material's light. If I snag a branch, it may get ripped, but I'm just willing to take that risk. Let's open this thing up. This front handlebar bag is going to have my Patagonia puff jacket. I love this thing. This is my absolute favorite piece of clothing that I own. Living in Southern California, I don't need a big heavy jacket, but there are times when I've gotten into some pretty cold places, and this thing is super warm even in the cold areas. So I wear that a lot. This is my favorite jacket. The only other 2 things in this bag is I have a sleeping quilt. This is the REI Co-op. I believe it's a 30-degree sleeping quilt. I have never used a sleeping quilt, so I don't know what this is going to be like. I have no idea. I'm going to set this out here on the ground. Oh, it's the, there it is, Magma Trail 30-degree bag, long. So that's cool. That'll be interesting, using a sleeping quilt. Although the huts are sleeping bunks, so I'm not using a sleeping pad or anything. And here is my Outdoor Vitals sleeping pillow, blow up sleeping pillow. I've used this once. It was pretty comfortable. The material's okay to sleep with, so I may throw a t-shirt over the top just as a cover for that while I'm sleeping, but that's what that is. And then this bag is empty. Now for my clothes. I stressed for a long time trying to figure out what I was going to bring clothing wise. I think I've got it narrowed down. So this, obviously need a beanie, something a little thinner, a little more lightweight. This is just a very lightweight, fast drying Reebok, just a kind of a gym workout shirt. So this will be, if I want to get rid of the long sleeves and pedal on something light, something breathable, something that dries easily, this is going to be my riding shirt. I may even use that in the cabin as I'm just kind of hanging out. So Reebok shirt. Here is my camp towel. It's very small. I think it's a Sea to Summit medium, size medium. But it's super lightweight. I love these camp towels. They're great. This is an Under Armour, very similar to kind of a long sleeve riding shirt. It's very well vented all the way in the back. In fact, I probably should be riding with this instead of the other shirts that I am. It has a zip down on the front, quarter neck. This will be just a spare in case my riding long sleeve gets too dirty or too wet. But mostly I'm just going to use this in the cabin as something comfortable to wear. That's what I am bringing that for. It's so lightweight and so thin that there's not really a weight penalty or a space savings penalty for bringing that. Also bringing, these are Under Armour, just kind of workout shorts. They were the lightest pair of shorts that I owned. I will have some creature comforts. I'm bringing long Under Armour kind of tights. These are, if it gets really cold, I can sleep in these. If it's really, really cold while we're pedaling, I can also pedal in these. They're really lightweight. They do breathe and they do wick really, really well. So I have a pair of underwear. Again, fast drying, wicking underwear. And then I have these Drymax socks. I love these Drymax socks. These things are fantastic. I've been running in the ankle socks for a couple years, and I can go walk through the water, take them off, hang them up, and they're dry probably within an hour. And in Colorado, it's probably going to be quicker because the humidity is so low. I bought the longer kind of shin length socks for this trip. I've been riding in these for about a month and a half, and I love. I'm bringing one extra sham to go underneath my riding shorts. And that's it. I'm not bringing anything extra to ride in, and I'm not even bringing an extra pair of riding shorts, just whatever riding shorts that I have. And I have my Tom's shoes. I picked these because they are ultra lightweight and they pack down flat. And then obviously toiletries, toothpaste, deodorant, and a toothbrush. So this is the Ortlieb waterproof bag. It's a 7-liter. I've got duct tape on it because I've already worn a hole in it somehow, and so I've got that to keep it sealed up. But it's really lightweight, really thin material. I'm hoping that I don't tear any more holes in it, but it's a good bag. I mean, it's got the really waterproof tight seal up here at the top, so I'm not really worried that anything's going to get wet necessarily. I'm worried about it ripping. I have this North Face rain jacket. This is probably one of the more critical pieces of clothing that I will be bringing. So this is it was actually a work giveaway that I got. It's a really nice rain jacket. It's heavier weight than I wanted to bring, but for the expense of the weight, I will bring the comfort. And that I'm just going to strap to the front of the bike in case I need it really quickly. I don't have to dig through, getting a bag out and everything. So that is pretty much everything that I have packed. The only thing that I haven't shown you are the clothes that are on my body. And if you see down here, I've got the 510 Troy Lee with the boa. I'm I'm a little worried that the boa may break. That's a failure point that, you know, if you just have Velcro or if you have regular laces, you don't really have to worry about that. They have been pretty solid. I haven't had any issues with them yet, but you never know. It's something that could go wrong out on the trail, and I really wouldn't know how to fix it. And shoes are pretty critical. That's how you get connected to the bike. So that, and then obviously you see the socks that I'm wearing, the same socks that I packed there. So I will have the socks that I'm wearing and an extra pair for the cabin. I'm wearing the Fox. These are the lightest weight Fox shorts. I don't remember the model number. I'll have to get that to you. I can put in a link in the video. And then today I'm wearing a Fast House long sleeve jersey. I'm not going to ride with this. I did a ride today, and it was about 90 degrees, and it was hot. Even though it has vents on the bottom, it was still really hot. So I bought a Patagonia really lightweight Capilene ultralight trail, I believe is the model, long sleeve shirt. And it's way thinner than this, and it's very, very soft and comfortable. So that's pretty much it. Obviously I've got shams on, and this is everything that I will have on the trip. And it's pretty cool now that I look at it. It's not as much gear as I was thinking, because when you see it all on the bike and you start taking everything out, it looks like a lot. And I guess individually pieces it kind of is, but it fits on a table and it all fits on the bike nicely, and everything's nice and tight. So it's pretty good. And yeah, other than that, this is the setup. And it looks good. Now that I have it all spread out, I like what I'm seeing.